You emerge into the frigid waters of the North Pacific, sliding from your mother's body. She immediately lifts you toward the surface with her powerful rostrum. Still unsteady, your tail moves in weak flaps. She presses upward more urgently, guiding you until sunlight filters through from above. Your blowhole breaks the surface, but instinct hasn't fully kicked in. You inhale before exhaling. Seawater rushes into your airways, triggering panic. You begin to sink. Your mother slips beneath you again, boosting you higher and faster this time. With her support, you break clear, cough out the water in forceful bursts, and finally draw in that first vital breath of air. Two other females appear alongside, forming a protective escort. They keep you centered within the group. When you drift too far, one gently nudges you back toward your mother's flank. A shadowy form glides below. Your mother surges downward in a flash, leaving you at the surface. A heavy impact echoes through the water. She reappears with blood trailing from her mouth as a gray shark silhouette retreats into the depths. She had rammed it decisively, driving the threat away. You pressed close to her side, worn out from breathing. 6 months have passed. Your tail now generates real power, letting you keep pace with the adults. The pod approaches a dense aggregation of salmon hugging the rocky shoreline. Hunters fan out into a broad circle. You observe your mother diving deep and surging upward to funnel prey. One ant catches a salmon and offers it to you. You tear into the soft underbelly and gulp down chunks. Emboldened, you spot another fish and pursue it solo. It darts sharply, and your turn comes to let you lose it in the murk. Speed and agility matter, but precision takes practice. Later, near a drifting ice floe, a seal lounges with its head lowered. The adults circle the ice in coordinated loops. 3 align and charge together, sending a powerful surge crashing over the seal, washing it into the sea. Your mother swiftly seizes it by the neck. These wave-washing tactics showcase the pod's cultural knowledge. You're 2 years old. During a salmon hunt, you chase one farther than intended into shallow coastal waters and a kelp bed. The fish vanishes. So you scan the sandy bottom. A stingray lies partially buried, only its eyes visible. Smaller than you, it seems like an easy target. You rush in, but the ray erupts from the sand, its venomous barb slicing. You evade it narrowly. Circling, you approach from the front to avoid the tail and bite a pectoral fin. The tough flesh tears free. Remembering how adults disable shots, you dive underneath and ram upward with your rostrum, tumbling the ray. While it spins disoriented, you clamp down hard on the cartilage. It stills. You drag your prize to the surface and feed. The meat is chewier and different from salmon, but it's a hard-won solo success. Your mother and aunts soon arrive. They inspect the Hefferton ray briefly before continuing on. Independent kills build essential skills. At 4 years old, the pod locates a gray whale mother and her calf during their northward migration. You take position near the calf's tail as instructed. The mother whale positions herself defensively. Adults diving, targeting her flippers and belly, ripping through thick blubber and releasing clouds of blood. When the calf attempts to dive, you hesitate briefly on the best move. It slips past you into deeper water. Your mother pursues, herding it back up. The pod eventually overwhelms the calf. The adults feed first. You wait, then take what remains, mostly scraps. The experience teaches positioning and decisiveness. You're 7, hunting solo along a reef. You track a school of fish when a large great white shark rises from below. Nearly your size, it doesn't flee. You accelerate directly at it. At the last moment, you slip underneath. and ram its belly, flipping it upside down into tonic immobilité, temporary paralysis. It stiffens and sinks helplessly. You follow, tearing into the nutrient-rich liver. Satisfied, you leave the carcass drifting downward. At 12, your pod encounters another group. A young female from a different matriline catches your attention. You display prowess by chasing and killing a seal in view of both families, breaching high and tail-slapping. She briefly joins you before returning to her pod. Mating occurs swiftly in open water. Like most orcas, you part ways afterward. She returns to her family, you to yours. Back home, the matriarch increasingly places you at the forefront of hunts. You now lead rather than follow. Spotting a separated humpback calf in shallow water, you signal the pod with clicks. You drive it strategically, while others block escape routes, holding it underwater until it weakens. This time, you feed first, a sign of growing status. Males never lead the matriline, though. You will always defer to the eldest females. You're 20. While hunting salmon, a commercial fishing boat plows through with trailing nets. You dart in to snatch fish, escaping the mesh, but get too close. Your pectoral fin tangles in the netting. The boat's pull tightens the lines, cutting deeply into your flesh and twisting your body, making it hard to breathe. Your mother and an aunt rush in, ramming and biting the net until it rips enough for you to wrench free. Long gashes mark your fin as blood trails behind you. The vessel continues without pause. At 28, your mother moves more slowly, surfacing more frequently. The pod has shrunk. Salmon you've eaten for years now carry chemical pollutants. These toxins bioaccumulate in your blubber, sapping your energy. Long dives leave you exhausted. You lag behind more often. One day you surface to find the pod far ahead. No matter how hard you push, the gap widens. They cannot wait for those who can no longer keep up. Alone, your calls go unanswered. Attempts to dive for food fail as your strength fades. You drift at the surface, breaths growing shallower, until your body stills. Currents eventually carry you into the depths.